What's going on, guys? This is Damien from the Lookout, and everything has been revealed. All cards have been revealed from Fusion World starter decks. The final cards, the boss monsters, have been revealed as well. So guys, we're gonna go over all of them. Expect the beta announcement to drop any moment, maybe even by the time this video has been uploaded. But guys, before we begin this video, huge shout out to the Coffee Club, our lovely patrons. These are our $2 and up patrons. They buy us coffee, they keep this content grinding machine going. And guys, thank you so much for your support. If you wish to join the Coffee Club, link to our Patreon is in the description below. And that's about everything. Roll the video! As with all of our videos, let's start with the breakdown. So this last weekend was crazy. Everything got revealed. I suspect that by today, on Monday, I'm filming this on Sunday, all of the cards will be revealed in English as well, and we will get the beta announcement for this upcoming weekend. All boss monsters got revealed, even more green and red cards got revealed as well, so they've dropped the boss monsters and the missing cards. English spoilers are catching up, like I've said, and then we'll just wrap it up with a summary. Let's go check out some boss monsters. Let's start with Gohan. So let's just get red out of the way immediately. This is the second red boss monster. The first one was Goku from our first video. Go check it out if you've missed that one. Here's what it does. It's a 4-cost 25k critical attacker, and on attack, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 10k for the turn. Overall, it's pretty decent. So we need to take the leader into context as well. Your leader can give your attacker plus 5k for the battle. So this Gohan is gonna be a 30k attacker 99% of the time, and minus 10 is whatever, but it can kill a few of non-yellow smaller blockers. So that's pretty useful. I think the majority of yellow's blockers are like 20k, but there are 10k in other colors. So basically you swing with this one for critical 25k, you kill a blocker, and then you use your leader's ability to give it plus 5k, so it's 30k critical. 30k critical for 4 energy, that's decent. Now we have two blue boss monsters. The first one is Gotenks, and this one is solid, but you might not understand the full benefit from just reading it immediately. It's a 4-cost 25k, and he has only a single ability. On play, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, add up to 1 Son Goten and 1 Trunks, both blue and with an energy cost of 2 or less, from your drop to your hand. That's it. And he's just 25k for 4 energy. If you wish to play Goten and Trunks, then you need to pay 2 more. And then it's way too late in the game for you to spend this amount of energy. So why is this one solid? Well, these two cards, we have revealed them in the previous video. They have plus 10k combo power. So the real way to read this card is 4 cost, and when you attack with him, you combo with both of them. You get plus 20k when in combo power when you play him. So he's 4 cost 45k attacker. That's it. That's what the card does. 4 cost 45k. And that's basically guaranteed damage sometimes. So yeah, it's a pretty solid card. Now let's talk about Vegeta. So Vegeta is a 5 cost 35k. Okay, that's kind of a baseline for 5. We have seen Goku, who's also 5 cost 35k. He's a huge attacker, but he's also removal in a single card, just like Goku. Translation, let's go through it. Double strike, 5 cost 35k double. On play, if your leader is blue, which it is, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 4 or less and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. So it's pay 5, 35k double, remove something. It's a great attacker. First off, 35 double is nothing to scoff at. But here's the cool thing. If you went first, then the highest cost that your opponent's gonna have, if your opponent isn't Broly, is 4 by the time you get to turn 5. So it's 5 energy, 35 double, remove anything, and then swing for 2 damage. That's That's very strong. That's like super strong. And then your leader swings for also like a lot. So yeah, Vegeta's gonna be insane. Speaking of insane, it's time to go through yellow boss monsters. And guys, you already know these ones are gonna be the best ones. Right out of the gate, these are gonna be the best ones. And first is King Cold. For those of you who are veterans of the channel, you know how much I love King Cold in Masters. And now we have our first King Cold card, so let's see what it does. It's a 4-cost 25k blocker, and it has this amazing ability. When KO'd, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or higher in rest mode and KO it. This card is absolutely insane. This card is better than anything else that we have seen so far. Here is how and why. First off, it can KO any bigger card in the game. It can KO a boss monster. Also, keep in mind, it doesn't need to necessarily, just stay in active position. It's also an attacker. So what you get to do with your leader is when you are awakened, at the end of the turn you can restand 2. So you play King Cold, you attack for 25 is a lot, then at the end of the turn you restand, you block a huge card, you get KO'd, and then you KO the same card, because that card goes to rest mode when it attacks you. So it's basically just block something and kill it. That's it. Like, King Cold is absolutely insane. Next on our list is Golden Frieza. Yes, Golden Frieza also makes his debut. 5-cost, 35k, double strike. So by now we can assume that all of the boss monsters are like 5-cost, 35k, right? Well, you'll see. When attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and it can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. This is basically stunning a card. You just lock it in rest mode. So you swing for 2 damage, and then you stun a card. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Damien, maybe our opponent can predict that this is coming, right? So they might not swing with their biggest card. So that can happen, and then we don't have anything to stun. No, because if you remember, a lot of Frieza's cards, I think that like at least Zarbon, but there are other cards as well, can switch the 1-drop, for example, can switch a card to rest mode. You just switch their key card to rest mode, you lock it. That's it, it can't attack next turn. And then you're swinging 35k double, which is huge. Like Frieza is... Yeah, Frieza, this is one hell of a finisher. Now let's finally talk about green, the one that I'm most excited for. Remember when I told you that 35k is baseline for 5-cost, that it looks to be it? Well, no, not if you're green. Not if you're green. If you're new to Dragon Ball Super card games, green is the worst color in the game. But hey, at least we have some upside here to justify Turles. Because for some reason there's Turles here in Broly deck. We have a reason to justify it being a 30k. And what's that reason? It has critical. It's a 5-cost critical 30k. I love this. Green just has critical attackers. That's absurd. And on play, choose up to one of your cards from the drop area with an energy cost of 3 or higher and put it into your energy. I assume that it says put it into your energy in active mode. So for 5, you get a 30k crit guy who ramps you for 1. And then you go to 6. That's great. And then when you use your leader's ability, you go to 7. I mean, like when you charge at the start of the turn, you go to 7. And we want to go even higher. You will see why. This card is crazy strong. And here's the thing about critical attacks. For all of you new to Dragon Ball card games, I might have to explain just why critical is so good in this game. In Masters, you can just negate it. But in this game, you don't have negates. So critical attacks demand that your opponent combos out of the swing. They're basically discard effects. Because you either deal damage and they effectively discard 1, by sending a card from the life to the drop, or you're forcing them to combo and then they lose more cards from hand. That's how fucking crazy critical is. But yeah, let's look at the final boss monster. The last boss monster, Broly, the biggest attacker in the game. It cost 45k. Yes, 45k for 8. Like this is when you swing 45. You know, when I tell you when you swing like 30, that's basically a guaranteed damage. When you swing 45, that's damage. That's just damage. It's too huge to be comboed out of unless your opponent has super combos. But wait, it's even more insane. So on play, you draw 1 and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So if your opponent has a blocker, you slap a Broly, you kill it. If that blocker isn't King Cold, it just dies. Don't kill King Cold, because then it can... No, actually, King Cold can't even kill you because you're not in rest mode. So just pay 8 and kill a blocker. And then, on attack, once per turn, switch this card to active mode. This is what we call a dual attacker in Masters format. This thing attacks twice. Twice. So, if 45k is big enough to guarantee damage, this thing basically guarantees 4 damage. Yeah, if you have a big enough hand size and you force super combos out of your opponent's hand, this is 4 damage. If you can get there, because this one is extremely expensive to play. Even in Broly, which ramps, it's very clunky to get to 8 energy. At least it looks like it's very clunky to get there. But it's guaranteed damage with each swing. This card is phenomenal. This is what Broly is. He's a big dumb attacker, and I love it. And now for the final cards. First off, Paragos. 2 cost 15k. On play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, so we finally have a Self-Awakener. And on attack, if you don't have a Shamo in play, play 1 from your drop area. This one is just power crap the other one. Like, this one is just strictly better than the other one. There is also another Paragos. You can check out our first video to see what that one does, but that's just 2 cost 15k and activate main, you play a Shamo. This one helps you awaken faster, and it plays a Shamo on attack, so it's just much better. Then we have Broly's extra card, which is Activate Battle. Choose up to 1 leader or up to 1 battle card, and it gets plus 15k for the battle. So your leader is 25, so you do this and then he is 40. However, then if you have 6 or more energy, it gets an additional plus 10k for the turn. So your leader is 50k. 50 when you have 6 or more energy. For 1 energy. That's... Guys, we just talked about how 45k on the 8th drop is guaranteed damage. So you swing, your opponent doesn't block, you pay this damage. That's it. This is just damage. Like, amazing. Plus, you can choose up to you can choose a battle card, so you can actually give this buff to your leader, plus to your big guy. But you're probably not gonna have 9 energy. Then the last one, the God Kamehameha. So this one has to be better than the first one, right? Permanent. If you have no battle cards, reduce the cost by 1. So it's 1 energy. Activate main. KO one of your opponent's cards with power less than 30k. So power less than 30k is the majority of cards, except the boss monsters. And here is where Vegeta's Final Flash is better, because it hits boss monsters as well. So red once again gets the short end of the stick. Before we end the video, let's quickly jump into the summary. All non-skillless cards have been revealed. The only cards which haven't been revealed don't have any text on them, so we're not counting them. The open beta tests should be announced very soon. Now that all cards have been revealed, I expect open beta to be announced today, which is Monday, and it's probably gonna happen this weekend because it's the European regionals, finals and Europeans can play because fuck you Europe. Then let's jump into a quick summary of what we have seen. Yellow, blue and green boss monsters look insane. Like these three look completely insane, all three of them. Blue ones being debatably the worst, but green ones heavily depend on whether or not you can get weight energies. Yellows is crazy. Red got the short end of the stick, sadly. Red is the worst color so far. And finally, an announcement. We will have a proxy legal webcam tournament for free, open to all regions, where you can win a starter deck of your choice. It's gonna happen in like 2 weeks or so, I'm not sure, but we will announce it here on the channel and on our Facebook page. So we will post proxy sheets. You can just make your own decks play. It's completely for free and you have a chance of winning any starter deck of your choice. So yeah, that's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below which is your favorite boss monster. Mine is over here, Broly, and the other one is King Cold, of course. So I love green. I'm probably gonna suffer for it because if you don't know the context, green has been the worst color for ages, forever in Dragon Ball Masters. And Fusion World is not looking that better, to be honest. But King Cold is amazing. Guys, I want to hear which is your favorite boss monster. There are so many different boss monsters and they all do cool things. Let me know in the comments. I read all of your comments. I try to respond to everything. I love our little community. And while you're here, hit those like and subscribe buttons. Help us get to 4K subs when I'm gonna give away a booster box. This has been Damien from The Lookout and I'll see all of you in the next video.